Today I'm joined by Kelly Seaton from onceamonthmeals.com and Civilized Caveman Bryant, who will be showing us how to prepare a whole month's worth of food in just one day, instead of held hostage to hours of daily cooking and cleaning. We'll be whipping up a Paleo Panini bread for quick morning sandwiches, Cranberry Pecan Chicken Salad, and a summer chili that's AIP approved. Stay tuned to the end of today's episode where you'll discover how to win a full year subscription to Once a Month Meals, the Paleo Kitchen Cookbook, and a $100 gift certificate to Wild Things Seafood. I'm your host, Camille Macreys, paleo chef, lover of good food and vibrant health. Each week, Camille's Paleo Kitchen brings you special guests, recipes, fun tips and tricks, along with a giveaway of one of my favorite kitchen tools that will leave you inspired and excited to cook at home for you and your family. It's all happening now on Camille's Paleo Kitchen. Pardon, I didn't perceive your presence. Paleogasm. An explosion, a paroxysm of passion in your pie hole that provides prodigious pleasure for people who practice and prefer a perfect paleo paradigm. What we have now is a cookbook that takes all of my skills and my training for the last 10 years as a chef. The recipes are delicious. They leave you feeling great for a lifetime of delicious paleogasmic health. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Camille's Paleo Kitchen. Yay! Yay! We've been on a little bit of a hiatus. Yeah. As I think some of you know, I had a bebé. Yay! Yay! You might be meeting him later. But before we do that, we are here to talk about batch cooking today, which is something you all have been asking for. We are super excited about it. All three of us are major batch cookers. Yes. So with that, I would like to introduce you to Kelly Seaton.
Hello. She
is with Once a Month Meals, and they are owners of batch cooking.
We are the freezer cooking, batch cooking experts.
And we are in George Bryant's beautiful kitchen.
Gorgeous. Yes.
Hi.
Have you filmed anything here before?
No, you're the first.
Woo woo!
Yay! Yep.
So we're going to have a lot of fun today.
Yes.
Yes.
It's good to be back.
I know.
Paleo Kitchen.
Camille's Paleo Kitchen.
Yes. George's or Kelly's Paleo Kitchen. But it can be yours today.
Yeah.
All right. So for real.
Yes, for real. Serious.
We love batch cooking.
We do.
Why do we love batch cooking?
Being a mom of 3, working full time, working out, I always feel like I'm scrambling for more time. By batch cooking, it allows me that, cushion time of almost an hour a day to really just have food ready, lunches, breakfast, dinner, it doesn't matter. I'm saving more time throughout the day by cooking in advance, by just pulling it out and going. And my meal planning is done on a Sunday in less than 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
For us, it's all about setting ourselves up to win. Like you said, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. A lot of us live in this life of stress. We have full-time jobs, we CrossFit, we have homework, we have extracurricular activities. Like life is always going to happen. Constantly. So for me, especially as someone who struggled with eating disorders for 12 years, my amazing fiance and I both lost 100 pounds. We've been there, and we have a 10-year-old who chooses to eat healthy. So for us, keeping things accessible where we can choose to eat healthy all the time and not have that temptation to compromise or go into the pantry to have off-rail and kind of get off the bender. So we use it as a tool for success. We're at CrossFit at 5:30 in the morning. Then we have school and track and singing lessons, but we can come home and throw together meals in 5 to 10 minutes easily. And we're always setting up to win. We feel great, tons of energy, less dishes.
Right, and it's the difference really between having what you need and having to get a frozen microwave pizza, running through the drive-thru, which is what so many people end up doing just because they haven't done what you're going to teach us is you can actually make all of your meals for an entire month in one day. Yep. And you end up, how much time do you save by using that?
You figure that you're spending an average of 30 to 45 minutes every night in the kitchen for a month. Think of those hours that you're saving. It's up to almost 20 hours a month. What can you use that time to do? What are you constantly saying that I wish I could be at her soccer game instead of cooking dinner with the other 3 kids? I wish I could, have more time to read for myself for once, a real book.
Or just not having the energy at the end of the day to have to cook and then clean up.
And like I talked about with Camille, this way you don't have to make the choice of what I can do I can only be good at one thing every day. I can either be a mom, a businesswoman, a wife, a partner, whatever. What one thing can you do twice by having more time?
So what we're doing today, I'm super excited. It's going to be really delicious. We're going to do a breakfast panini, and then we're going to do a really nice Cranberry Pecan Chicken Salad, and then a summer chili. Mr. Slow Cooker Man is going to do that, and I will do the first 2 recipes with you. And now we are going to get started with the cooking. Okay, so the first recipe we are going to make is a little paleo English muffin type thing for the breakfast paninis. And I'm super excited to make this because Craig loves to go to Starbucks to get those stupid breakfast sandwiches.
$3 a pop?
Yeah, for no good reason.
For nothing? For
this
junk?
is where it's at now. So how are we going to do this?
So it's really basic recipe. You just have your almond meal, almond flour, tapioca, flour, sea salt, baking powder, eggs, and applesauce. And you can really make these, they're a blank palette of sorts. So I like to make them really plain for my kids for breakfast sandwiches or lunch sandwiches because they come in little minis. You can make them any size.
Do we just, so we start probably with the wet ingredients?
Nope, start with your dry and whisk them together. That way we get you know, a good coating on the almond flour with the tapioca starch.
Okay, perfect. You don't have to worry about any of the measurements. You get the entire recipe at paleokitchen.tv.
Yep, and I'm going to go ahead, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and grease a muffin tin. And it's just your basic cupcake muffin tin to make the minis. You could do even little tinier ones if you wanted, like little tiny sliders, or bigger. I know they make those jumbo cupcake tins now. And these ones, you can make egg-free. So I think we're going to choose to do a ham, basil, fresh tomatoes. It's in great season right now.
Now, can you make this without eggs, though?
Yeah, you could do chia, you could do pumpkin. Canned pumpkin is a great, flaxseed is also a great egg replacer. So 1 tablespoon of flaxseed per 2 tablespoons of water. So now the way Camille's doing it too, if you can kind of see in the bowl, you create a little well of your wet ingredients and you can kind of whisk it around. It's just the easiest way to keep things light and airy. And so when you're starting to do your batch cooking, and the easiest thing to start with obviously are the recipes that you want. I like to choose my menus around a meal, for example. So breakfasts for the whole family. So these sandwiches are great, but I also use the paninis for lunches. You know, people think about lunchbox. You know, oh, well, you must just mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day. But it doesn't have to be that way. And you can make it paleo friendly for your kids and allergen friendly. You know, this uses almond flour, but there are so many recipes out there for great lunch ideas that you can make ahead of time. You can save that time in the morning, like we were talking about earlier, making your lunches in the morning by, you know, prepping ahead and doing this ahead of time. All right, now that we've got that all set up, one of my favorite tools on batch cooking when you're doing a lot of volume at once is your ice cream scoop. And it's great for these muffin tins because you only want to fill them about 2/3.
Okay, so is that like 2 scoops?
No, well, let's see. This isn't my muffin tin. This isn't my kitchen. So yeah, about 2 scoops, maybe 1.5, because you're going to cut these in half.
Right. So you do want it to get nice and thick.
Yes. Yeah. But not overly muffin looking. All right, so as you can see, we're ready to go in the oven.
The all-natural, vegan, organic 5-seed blend from Panacea. Our patented zero-press technology is delicate yet powerful, leaving the precious nutrient qualities of the seeds undamaged. Coriander seed oil, pumpkin seed oil, sunflower seed oil, black sesame seed oil, and flax seed oil for lowered cholesterol, softer skin, and so much more. Add the 5-seed oil blend to your meals or take it as a supplement. Learn more about Panacea and other natural seed oils from activationproducts.com.
Hi, I'm cooking up a fresh batch of my Sun Up Before Sun Protector. Last year, my family headed off to the sunny beaches of Riviera Maya for a much-needed vacation. But I knew I wouldn't enjoy myself if we were smothering our skin with ingredients that cause reproductive disorders, hormonal imbalances, even cancer. Kind of takes that feeling out of a beautiful day, right? Now you can make every beautiful day delicious to your skin by using Sun Up Before Sun Protector by Primal Life Organics.
All right, so now we are going to make something that I didn't really think you could freeze and batch cook. So this, even for me, is a super exciting recipe. We're doing a pecan chicken and cranberry salad.
And it's not like a typical, chicken salad where it's, heavy laden, mayo and junk. This is, something you would make every day for lunch, atop some fresh greens, but you can do it ahead of time.
If they were going to use, if they wanted to do a mayonnaise base, could you actually mix the mayo into the salad?
You could, yeah.
And freeze that, and it works?
It works.
Oh
it
my
works
gosh,
great.
that's amazing.
And, the biggest thing too, like we were talking about earlier with George, is, planning, right? And portioning out your meals accordingly. So, whether you're paleo zone or just looking to portion right, use these little baggies. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna make the topping, I'm gonna make the dressing, and then we're gonna put them in baggies and freeze them and get ready for the week.
Let's do it.
So you start, I'm gonna go over here. So I've got just some raspberry preserves in here and rice vinegar and olive oil in this bowl here.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna whisk it together. Pretty easy and standard, but it's gonna give us a nice sweet dressing that you could get, out of the bottle of the grocery store, but really we're gonna make it our own.
Yeah, and it's super important. We've talked about this a little bit with paleo, but the reason why we want to make our own salad dressings is because we get to control the kind of oil we use. Using a really high quality olive oil and using coconut oil, using butter. These are the kinds of oils that are anti-inflammatory, but the kinds of salad dressings you typically get in the supermarket are made with canola oil, vegetable oils. Those are all of the omega-6 oils that are really inflammatory. They're terrible for your gut. And so it's really awesome that we can make these salad dressings in advance, freeze them with the salad, and you don't have to get that store-bought stuff anymore. So I'm just going to throw all these ingredients together. I got some cooked organic chicken breasts.
And pre-cooking, even just doing pre-cooking some chicken breasts ahead of time. So say you really don't want to prep all this stuff, but one thing you can do on a Sunday afternoon is just grill up a whole package of chicken breasts. You can go to the farmer's market, talk to your local farmer, get some great chickens, cut them up, cook everything ahead of time. You can freeze that in portions.
Something I really love to do is I love to get whole roasted chickens. I've been working with 5280 Meats, and they have
Colorado.
Have really delicious rotisserie chickens so I'll roast those chickens, I'll pull off a whole bunch of chicken, put them in small containers, and then, of course, you guys know that I love bone broth and all the benefits of that. Then I'll make a huge pot of bone broth, and then we have the chicken already pre-portioned and ready to go for whatever you need it for.
And it's good just to snack on even.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and portion out the dressing into these little smaller freezer bags. We call for pint freezer bags, but in this instance of a dressing, we don't really need the great seal that the freezer bag, so like this is a little bit thinner as opposed to the Ziploc freezer bag where it's a little bit thicker to protect from that freezer burn.
But this is okay because it's going to be inside the bag.
Inside that, so there are certain instances, so make sure you read the recipe ahead of time to see where you can cheat and where you can't, because it will matter when you're freezing it and you can get freezer burn.
Right.
And so I'd like you to portion out in the bigger freezer bag just the
chicken
topping.
into these 2 bags.
You can go ahead and use your cups if you want. Those are beautiful little bowls.
I think I will.
And I like to fold my edges down when I'm filling the freezer bags. Hint, hint to Camille.
You're making
to
a mess,
prevent
woman.
any stuff getting into the seal when I'm putting it in the freezer. And obviously I'm not measuring, as you can see. Camille and I are really good at not measuring together. But ideally, you just want to portion it out to however many servings that you chose for that day. So this recipe makes about 2 good, hearty chicken salads.
Right, and obviously, this should go without saying, but when you're batch cooking, you're actually going to be making something in a much larger batch.
Yeah, so as you can see, we've got the baggies, and we're going to put the dressing in. I have kind of pressed out the air in the bag.
And I'm just going to press out all the air like this, right?
But I like to take it a step further, and I'm going to go ahead and move this salt and pepper just so you can all see a little bit better. Actually, I'm going to take my dressing back out. I like to flatten mine out.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I do that is because when you're batch cooking, you're making multiple portions, right? I can stack these in my freezer.
Genius!
Less space. And once they're frozen, you can even stand them up skinny.
Genius.
And a lot of our members, one of the, their easiest kind of tools is to take a shoebox. These are mom's lunches. These are dad's lunches in the freezer. I go to the freezer, I pull out 1 bag for my lunch for the day, toss it. I add in fresh greens.
Yeah, that's like
I mean, obviously
awesome.
it's a salad topper, but
Right.
you know, say you go to the farmer's market and they have spinach, you know, and carrots.
You're
and these
not going
great
to
vegetables.
want to freeze these.
No, don't want to freeze spinach unless you're blanching it and putting it in something.
Or
but,
throwing it in a smoothie.
Right, right. And that's those.
But not for a fresh salad.
No, not for a fresh salad. But you can make it yours by adding, you know, all these fresh items to this great freezer meal. But again, this is saving time, and it's making a healthy meal for you at work.
That is super duper duper, duper duper, duper, duper. So yeah, and then we'll show you at the very end how this is all plated up as a finished meal.
Yeah. All right, now we're gonna make some sweet summer chili, which is actually AIP friendly.
And I just want to say, I'm not Camille. Just to be clear.
Oh, right.
Camille's off playing with the baby.
Yes.
The cute little baby.
Orion called.
Oh, Ryan called,
Yes.
and George came to cook.
So now it's the Kelly and George show.
Yeah. So what are we making again?
An AIP sweet summer chili. AIP,
Yeah,
for those
yeah,
of
what
you who
is
don't
this
know and are a little bit
AIP
iffy, it's autoimmune protocol. The protocol is essentially paleo to a different level. There's certain things that you can't have. One of the biggest things is nightshades, tomatoes. What do people miss?
Peppers, potatoes,
Yes.
all those fun
All
things.
those really
Oh.
fun, flavorful things, but you can't have. So we're gonna show you how to make up a chili today, but still AIP friendly. All right, so now first thing we're gonna do is saute some red onions, garlic, and fresh thyme with some coconut oil. So I'm gonna take my nice little bacon spatula. And I do the onion first as opposed to the garlic, just in case my pan is a little hot and I might have left it on accident, because the garlic can brown very quickly and get very hot. So as you can see now that red onions have a little bit more translucency to them, and they're not really shrinking down in size, but they're getting a nice little saute. And guess what's coming next? We have carrots, my handy dandy. So carrots and celery. You can add leeks as well for really good flavor, but again, I'm just using what I have on hand, and celery is it. Next, I have my sweet potatoes ready diced, ready to go. And just kind of dump them in the bowl there. Thank you. And next, I'm going to add my broth. And it quiets down quite a bit. And I'm just going to kind of stir it up a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and cover this and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so this has been simmering for about 15 minutes. You can see the potatoes have cooked through and are nice and soft. One of the ways that we cheat, so to speak, to get that chili texture is removing about a quarter of the mixture. And I'm going to go ahead and use my immersion blender. To prevent splatters, do it in short bursts. You want to try to immerse the immersion blender completely, and just do it in short little bats. This way you're not exploding the kitchen with splatters.
And we're doing this to replicate the chili feel? Like
yes.
This is like cheating chili.
Because you can't have tomatoes. Tomato sauce is the nice little thickening agent that you get with a typical chili.
Okay.
But this is nice steamed, sauteed vegetables or simmered down now. Gives that nice thick texture to it without having to add other things like, you know, arrowroot starch.
Oh, like thickener.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
So this is our own natural thickener. I'm gonna go ahead and add in our puree. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just looking for close enough here. And when you see it, I'm gonna stir it up. You can kind of see now how it gets a little bit thicker, like a soup or a chili. We mentioned earlier about cooking your beef ahead of time of your cooking day. Saves you time, again, on your cooking day. It's got our cabbage and our celery and carrots. And just kind of want to mix it up. And we're gonna leave it uncovered again to simmer for about 15 more minutes and get some good mixture of the flavors in there. And one of the things I just mentioned is high quality beef.
Yes.
And George, you know best about that. And high quality products matter because why?
Totally, and especially AIP people.
Yes.
Like, we need to make sure that we're conscious of what's going in our bodies and knowing the source of your food, what goes into it, what they're eating, because in essence, that's what you're eating. So what we just used is we just used amazing grass-fed beef from TX Bar Organics.
Right.
Everything is 100% grass-fed, grass-finished, like completely as far to the table as you really can get.
Right.
But yeah, and especially now that I'm learning about AIP,
Yeah.
I know that everything matters.
Everything
so,
matters. Everything matters.
You want to make sure you're putting the highest quality stuff in your body.
Yep.
And here's the real star of the show.
Woohoo!
Yay, baby!
Here we have Mr. Orion Kai. He was born on July 6th.
Welcome.
And this is his television debut. And he just woke up from a nap. Anyway, here we are at the end of our show.
And he really enjoys batch cooking.
He does. He enjoys the fruits of the labor.
He has been enjoying the fruits of the labor in my breast milk for the last 2 months. Oh.
Too much.
Too much.
That munchy. Oh, look at that face.
Love it.
Okay, so do you want to tell us about
Sure.
packaging up our food?
Yep. So one of the things with the chili is you really want to let it cool to room temperature before bagging. And just a basic freezer bag, like Ziploc bags are great. And again, you want to lay it flat. I'm just going to show you here in your freezer for better storage. And that way you can put them upright, like I said. You know, you could be like this in the shoebox. These are all my crock pot meals, or these are reheat and eat. Real simple. Like the kids can come home from football practice and literally throw it in a bowl and reheat it. We have our salad topping from earlier. Again, dressing in the bag, topping in the bag, ready to go for lunches. And then we have the awesome panini sandwiches. You can really make how you want it. And George can show you how to put them in the baggie, but I'm pretty sure you know how to do that. What I wouldn't do, just in case, I wouldn't put the basil typically in the freezer because it'll get black. Yeah, so we can just try to pull it out and eat it. But you know, it's TV. It's for a good show. But you can portion them out in 1 to 2 portions and freeze them. That way you can toss them in the kids' lunch or your lunch and be ready to go, ready to eat.
Okay.
And then what about this? We just eat this.
Yes. We obviously we're not going to be freezing fresh spinach. We just did a bed of fresh spinach, defrosted the chicken and the dressing and drizzled it on top, and you got a beautiful lunch.
Yep, and it can be cold. It can, at lunchtime it can be cold. It's not going to be frozen. It can be chilly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you can just pop it in frozen right
on top of your fresh greens. You're good to go for lunch.
Yeah. So Orion says that it's time to wrap this show up. So I'm sure we're leaving this episode thinking, man, batch cooking is amazing. It's going to save me so much time and so much money.
Yeah, I agree.
He's done.
Welcome back. So,
Hi.
as you can see, you never know when duty is going to call, and you don't want to be worrying about having to make a dinner. So this show has been absolutely amazing, and people are going to be thinking, I want to start batch cooking, but I don't know how to do it by myself. So that is where...
Or you're a new mom and you're like, I don't have the brain capacity to think this through.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even start.
Yeah, so that actually leads us to this week's giveaway. Once a Month Meals is giving away a 1-year Prime Primo
Pro membership.
Pro membership.
Yep, $170 value.
Yep.
Professional.
And Mr. Georgie Porgy is...
Giving away a copy of my book, The Paleo Kitchen.
Which is a 8 million times New York Times bestseller now?
22-week New York Times
bestseller.
bestseller.
No big deal.
We hit number 4 in the world, which is awesome. And I will be autographing it with the word bacon, I promise. And sending that out.
Awesome. And then we have a $100 gift certificate to Wild Things Seafood. It's not just seafood, though. They have amazing grass-fed meat and lamb and all kinds of good stuff. So all you got to do is make one of the recipes you saw on the show today. Take a picture of it, put it on Instagram with hashtag Paleogasm, and head on over to the website paleokitchen.tv and sign up to win. And one of you will be winning all of those goods. So now, where do we find you, Miss Kelly?
You can find us at onceamonthmeals.com or at onceamonthmeals on Instagram.
And Kelly has something really special for all of you who've watched the show today. Yes. Just go to paleokitchen.tv/OAMM and you get a
$5 off coupon code.
Yep. Is this for any membership?
Any membership.
Any membership.
So it's a pro monthly, basic monthly, or even a yearly membership.
Perfect.
Which you can have big savings on. In the $5 will even help you even more. But
awesome.
Yep.
And then the coupon code is Paleo Kitchen.
Yep. That's all. And all one word. Paleo Kitchen.
Yep, that's not just for one, that is for everyone.
Yes.
And where do we find you, Georgie Porgy?
GeorgiePorgy.com.
Georgie Porgy. I don't own that
Don't own that yet.
But you should.
You find me at civilizedcaveman.com and Civilized Caveman on Twitter and Instagram. And I don't have a coupon to give you, just lots of smiles and delicious food.
Hugs and bacon.
Hugs and bacon. Hashtag hugs and bacon all day.
Awesome, awesome. Letting you both so much. Thank you for letting us break in your kitchen.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming and showing us your ninja batch cooking.
All my secret tricks.
And last time, for all of the recipes from today's show, visit us at paleokitchen.tv. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Stress has been linked to the top 5 causes of death in America. Millions of people take prescription drugs even though they come with terrible side effects. We need an all-natural stress reliever that is safe, accessible, and effective. 1 hour break.
1 hour break to me has helped me out quite a bit.
My stress level just completely drops.
You can keep in your pocket or in the car.
It has people happy. It has people become themselves again.
So please join us by ordering right now. Get immediate relief and take control of your life again.